What's good? Welcome back to the method. This is day 3. Let me see what the fuck we're talking about. We're gonna be talking about trends and a little bit of fair value gaps. So, okay, first off, what is a trend, right? A trend is higher highs and higher lows. Wait. Okay, wait. Fuck, I fucked this up already. A trend up equals higher highs and higher lows, right? Which means, can I be over here? Which means buy or bullish, all right? A trend going down equals lower highs and lower lows, or aka bearish or sell, right? Now the reason I say it like that, the reason I say sell and buy, right, is because if it's in a fucking uptrend, are you gonna sell? I really hope not. So there's that, right? I really would hope that you're not gonna sell in an uptrend. If you are, good luck. You're not gonna make any money, and you're gonna take out a mortgage on your home and lose all of it, and declare bankruptcy and restart. So there you go. Now, what does that look like? I've seen people draw it in just squiggly lines, but I'm not gonna do that. So, green candle, right? Okay, well, first of all, actually, no, I'll explain that in a second. So, actually, on this side, it's fine. Red candle. Green. Well, the close would be there, so let's just say that's the candle, blah. Switch back to red. I'll explain all this in just a second, hold on. Alright. Now, what you have is an uptrend, right? And what I was gonna say is that, can I please go back? Okay, let's just go down here. What consists, alright, consists of a higher high and a higher low. A high consists of a green candle first, followed by a red candle, followed by a green, then red again. Right? It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be red, green, whatever. It doesn't have to be all that shit. If you see that that is making higher, okay, wait, I just explained that wrong. It doesn't have to be, like, it could be 18 green candles in a row, and the trend is still going up, right? So what I mean is what is a high? A high is when you have a green followed by a red candle, right? That would be a high. That's where you would mark out something that I'll explain a lot later, in a trend, right? But then if you have a low is a red followed by a green, trending It could be trending up, it could be trending down, it doesn't really matter. That's what's considered a low, is a red followed by a green. So even in an uptrend, it can be red followed by green, and that's still a low at the bottom of those 2 points. And I'll show this on the chart later. But it could be, yeah, like right here, the low of the 2 points, right, would be right here. Let's pretend, fuck, I guess I have to move this. Let's pretend this is a whole candle, right? The low of the 2 points would be right there. Red followed by green, that's a low, okay? But green followed by red, that would be the high of this, right there. Well, not exactly, but right there, right? So why is that useful, right? It's useful to know if we are creating higher highs or higher lows, to know where's the trend. What is the trend doing? Is it bullish? Is it bearish? Is it up? Is it down? Right? The reason being is because just because you have highs and lows happening doesn't mean that the trend is switching, doesn't mean any of that shit. It just means that's the high and the low in a trend that would look like this on the chart. It would look like this, like, right? And all of these are your little candles, right? So you have this is a low. Fuck. It's a high, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high. All creating an uptrend, right? Now it's the same thing in a downtrend. In a downtrend, you're creating lower lows and lower highs, right? So this is all kindergartner shit. Like, I mean, like, it sounds complicated at first, but it's like I think I learned this when I was in my mom's pussy. Like, it's very easy to understand. All right, so no, that's crazy. I'm definitely gonna edit that out of there. That's wild. That's that's crazy. I can't believe I just said that. So, right, we have a high, a low, a high, a low, creating a downtrend. Forget that it's green, forget that it's green, forget that it's green. It's red. Just pretend it's red. All right? I didn't want to change the color. You know what? I'll change the color for you. Actually, no, I won't. It's fine. So, that's what a downtrend and an uptrend looks like. I feel like it's these squiggly lines are kind of make it a little confusing. So, if we go look at this on the chart, it'll be a lot simpler to understand. Okay? So, copy. So, again, what constitutes, let's go look at the chart actually. What constitutes an uptrend? Okay, even before even scrolling in, all you see is black, right? What do you think this is from, ignore all this shit over here. What do you think everything from this point on is? It's an uptrend, okay? That's all that is. It's just an uptrend, okay? Yeah, sure, there's, little points where it gets lower, blah, 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 right? But it never goes lower than the first lowest point, right? Or than any of these significant lower points. Meaning that the trend is still staying the same, okay? During those little dips, when you're zoomed out like this, those little dips is an easy, very easy way to identify like lows. Okay, there's gonna be lows all through this. It doesn't matter. What matters is significant lows, right? So if we zoom in, what is that? Move up, move down, then I move up. That's a low. What is this? The lowest points of these two, move down, then I move up. What's this? Move down, marked it a little too far. Move down, then I move up, right? And now this is a high time frame bullish trend. That's all it means. High time frame just means on a way higher time frame like the daily, right? What is this going to show us? That it's all we're doing on this leg is just moving up, moving up, moving up, moving up, moving up, right? That's all that's showing us. And if you go back and you're seeing, no, that's okay. Let me cover one thing at a time and then I'll say that. So that's what an uptrend is, right? A downtrend. I don't know if I'm even gonna see one on gold. I mean, I'm not a fan of this, but I mean, all right. So right here, right? Ignore the colors, ignore everything, right? That's why it's zoomed out so far, so you can just see the points. High. These are lower highs, yes, but this is still the downtrend. Something happened, I'm not going to tell you until way later. And then it's just continuing the downtrend, right? Lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. Okay? Until all those get taken out and liquidity is swept, but don't worry about any of that yet, right? So, what is this? I move up, then I move down. High. What's this? Move up, then I move down. What's this? I move up, then I move down. Like I said, ignore those kind of candles. Just ignore them. Move up, then I move down. What is this? Move up, then I move down. What is that? Move up, then I move down. Doesn't matter how small it is. It still made the high. Really, the high would have been, a more significant high would have been right there. But it's still high, okay? So those are the ones that you really want to care about, significant highs. And during that time period, what was happening? Lower lows. Lower low. Oh shit. Lower lows. Lower lows. Lower lows. Right? And yet again, let's zoom in. Move down, then a move up. That's a low. Move down, then a move up. That's a low. Move down, then a move up. That's a low. And when I say move, I literally just mean a candle. It doesn't have to be a shh. It doesn't have to be all that, right? Move down, then move up. What is this? Move down, then move up. What is this? Move down, then move up. It's easy, all right? Trends is kindergarten, right? It's very easy. You, without even knowing any of this, you could tell me if you were just a regular average Joe, you didn't know shit. You didn't know you didn't even know what the fuck a candle means. You don't know shit, all right? You could tell me that this is going up, and you can tell me that overall this is going down. Okay? That's what I mean. Is that it's just it's so easy to spot. It's not complicated. You just look at it and you go, this is a downtrend. This is an uptrend. Now, when you get into live markets and stuff like that way later on, it gets a little bit more like, okay, what the fuck is happening? Like, blah, blah, blah. And that's because higher time frames. So, like, I'll explain it like this. So, like, on the day, right? On the day. This is actually a really good example. Holy shit. So, on the day, right? You'll have this red candle, and it'll be like, on like the hourly chart, you'll be like, oh my god, we're going to the fucking floor. Fuck. And then you go to the daily time frame, and it's just a move down so it can go higher, which is called retracement. Just a move down so we can go higher. Retracement equals move down or up to create higher highs or lower lows. Okay, very simple. What happened? We had on the daily time frame, we had a little move down, a huge move up after that. Okay, same thing here. Little move down, huge move up. I'm gonna try to find some move down like that on gold. I don't know if I can. This is gonna have to work right here. right? So what happened? The highest point of all these, so you know that it's still in a downtrend. Okay. What happened? We're going lower, move up, so we can cause a bigger move down. Some moves up, so we can cause a bigger move down. And moves up, moves up on these greens, bigger moves down. Leg up, so we can cause a huge leg down. Little leg up, huge leg down. What I mean by leg, this is what I mean by leg. Let me show you. Leg is just this. It's not a technical term. It's just something that some people call it. It could be literally this right here. A leg just means a movement. Like, this is a leg. That's a leg. Like, everything, right? There's just legs, right? It just means more movement, right? That's all that means. It's just movement was happening in a clear motion. That's a leg. It's not an actual technical term. It doesn't matter. It's not that big of a deal to remember. You'll pick up on that way later. So, right. That's all trends are. Okay, it's very simple. We'll go through some of these on the lower time frames too, so you can see on the lower time frames. So, okay. Actually, let's get something better. Right here. Right. So you had, let's pretend that's the highest point of all of them. Forget all this exists over here. Let's pretend that's the highest point. Actually, I'll make it to where it doesn't exist. That's the highest point of all of them, right? A leg down happened, a move down. And this is the 15-minute time frame. This is probably all in a day, right? Just right here. This is all in a day, just right here. Actually, I'm lying. This is all in a day. This one. And so is this. And so is that, right? These are different days. But right? So you had a move down, a little move up so we can go farther down, a little move up so we can go farther down, a little move up so we can go farther down, a little move up so we can go way down, right? Now over here. Fuck me. Over here. Ugh, kill myself. Monkeys. Over here. Same thing. Opposite direction. Let's move up. Moves up, right? Lowest point. Had to move up, then a little move down so we can move higher up, then a bigger move down so we can move way up. A little move down so we can move up, a little move down so we can move way up. Big move down so we can go up. And then this is the change of a trend, I do believe, right there. No, we were still going. We just had a lot bigger of a move down right here. Move up, little move down, move up, little move down, big move, and then it just, right? Because I can't explain why I did that, but not yet. So, right, that's all trends are, okay? It's very easy, very simple. No, it's not what I wanted to go see. Here we go. No. Discover what trends are. Moves up, then moves down, blah, 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 all this shit right here. Write all this down, right? Now, actually, I'm not going to cover fair value gaps. I'm not going to, because I feel like I might have just confused you by accident. So, I'm going to wait until tomorrow. But that's all trends are. It's just, you can very clearly see it. You can see that it's going up or it's going down. And the lows and the highs is the points where I move up and then I move down, high. I move down and then move up, low. And all in there, there's higher highs and higher lows, or lower highs and lower lows. constituting that we're making lower lows and lower highs, so we're going down. Does that make sense? And higher highs and higher lows, so we're going up. It's not that complicated. You don't really need to remember I mean, you kind of do. But it's all going to be all right. So that's all that matters, right? It's just moves ups. But I don't want to keep confusing you, actually. So that's really all this is going to be. It's just that. Let me show you something significant, actually. Didn't happen on this. Uh-oh, what's this? Something everybody knows. What year's this? 2020. Creating little moves down, bigger moves up. Little moves down, huge moves up. That's all that shit was. And I'll explain that in liquidity, actually, what I mean by that. But it's not that big of a deal, right? Clear uptrend since fucking 1998. Clear uptrend, right? That's all it is. It's alright. That's all it is. It's not that big of a deal. So that's really gonna be it. If you have any questions, leave them in the fucking comments or text me, like whatever. But it's really just, you can very clearly see these trends. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, yeah, if I keep going, we're just gonna fucking go forever. But it's very clear, right? All right. On this one, we're on the month time frame. This is a very clear downtrend, I would say. And over here, a very clear uptrend. Like, just this part. Very clear uptrend, right? So it's not as complicated as you might think. You very clearly can see this. There's lows in all these, there's highs in all these, and it happens on every fucking time frame. Everything I show you is gonna happen on every single time frame. We go to the 1 minute. It's gonna be the same thing, right? Oh, excuse me. Sorry, TradingView. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, my foot's falling asleep. Oh, no. Ow, 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 ow. All right. Very clear uptrend. Very clear downtrend. Very clear uptrend. Like, it just happens everywhere, and then just a little bit of consolidation period, right? Oh, God. Oh, God. My fucking foot. Yeah, just very clear downtrend, because nothing went above this, nothing went above this, nothing went above that, right? Very clear downtrend. But what did it do? Everything went below this, everything went below that, everything went below that, everything went below that, which those that's and thises are just highs and lows, right? That's all it is. I feel like I didn't explain it good enough, so that's why I keep going. But it's not that complicated. You should understand. Like, that's, if you have trouble with this, like, you might be in some trouble, or I'm explaining it wrong. Maybe not wrong, just difficult to understand. But that's gonna be fucking it, bro. That's it. I'm gonna fuck with you.